Yes, I think LeBron has been more valuable. And it's really important. You know, like if Nick was sitting here, he'd throw stat, you know, PPP, PR, all kinds of different things. You look at him and his age. I don't care about any of that. His stats are good. Free throw shooting could be better. I think that's a huge issue for them in the fourth quarter as they get ready for the playoffs. But the Lakers have done a 180 compared to where they were heading into the offseason last year. And when LeBron lands in L.A. and people are questioning how much he's invested in being great at basketball still, and he goes through a first year where he gets hurt, kind of checks out in the team, and I believe he deserved the blame for their dramatic fall last year. They're a 4 seed. They'd beaten the Warriors when he got hurt on Christmas Day, and they were never the same. If you're the best player, if you're the leader, and the team collapses, that's on you. But the same...
The injury was a big part of it, too.
It was, but it was also the rumors about the trade.
When he got back.
And then when he came back, it wasn't like they were losing the best teams in the league. They lost to Memphis. They lost to Phoenix. They lost to Dallas. They lost to teams that were tanking. Right. It's embarrassing.
I think Atlanta.
So, yeah, so that falls on his shoulder. But the same, you get the respect when you win. And he has... not only embraced Anthony Davis, but pumped Anthony Davis up to where he's playing at an all-time level in terms of confidence. You know, he's, I think, made Alex Caruso into this kind of mythical figure for the Lakers because he believes in Caruso and makes Caruso believe in him. Look, the team is playing really, really well. They play great defensively. Is he a great defensive player? No, he's not what Giannis is now. But he leads. He's the quarterback of the defense. He's the quarterback of the offense. He does a little bit of everything. I think he's the most valuable player. I don't even think he's a top 5 player in the NBA anymore. But in terms of value to the franchise and what he's done, he should be the MVP.
Well, look, when you talk about value to the franchise, let's just make it clear. LeBron James is the reason that the Lakers are where they are, period. Nothing against Rob Pelinka. He's done fine. But LeBron James going to the Lakers and then Anthony Davis going to the Lakers, largely because of LeBron James, is why they're where they are. So I'm with you on his incredible value to the franchise. He's the leader of the franchise, the whole 9 yards. And you missed a great stat that would have supported your argument. LeBron James, believe it or not, leads the league in defensive plus-minus. That's amazing. He actually leads the league in win shares, too. So that's a big number you could have used. I know you didn't want to throw out a ton of stats.
No.
But the fact is, Giannis is the MVP. It's a two-man race, and it's not that close. Now, LeBron's having a phenomenal season, probably the best 17th season we've ever seen. Kobe averaged 27 points a game in his 17th year, but I think LeBron's having a better year. To go to point guard and change positions, I know he's played it a lot his whole career, but he's essentially changed positions, taken on the responsibility of running the offense and being the point guard, and leads the league in assists. Even John Stockton didn't lead the league in assists his 17th year. Never led the league after his 12th year in assists. So that's huge. But again, it's not even that close to me. Giannis is clearly the MVP because when you talk about value to the team, he's the sole superstar on his team. LeBron does have Anthony Davis, and you talked about the record and how much they've improved. Yes, but a large part of that is Anthony Davis is right there. And Anthony Davis actually, in terms of PER, is higher than LeBron is. You know, he's 4th in the league. LeBron's 8th or 9th in the league. Giannis has all the numbers. I mean, 2nd in the league in scoring 30 points a game. 5th in the league in rebounds, 13.5 boards a game. Gives you 6 assists a game. Shoots a high field goal percentage, 55%. He leads the league in PER. His team has the best record. His team wins by an average of 12 points a game, which is historically great. His team, you know, has a better record against the elite teams in the league than the Lakers do. And again, he's doing it without a second star. And look, I've been a voter for 20-some-odd years for this award. A lot goes into who you play with. And this helped LeBron when he was in Cleveland his first time go-round. He won 2 MVPs there. It was similar to Giannis. They won 61 games, 66 games.
Yeah, they built the whole thing around him.
Right, and it's the same thing with Giannis. Because LeBron didn't have that second star, he was winning those awards. And Giannis is viewed as doing it alone to a large degree. Shaq and Kobe, when they played together, they canceled each other out. They only have 2 MVP awards between them. And it was because they played together. And I thought going into the season, this is why I didn't pick LeBron to win it, even though I knew he'd have a great year, because AD's presence just kind of takes a little bit away because you almost split the credit, even though LeBron's clearly their better player.
No, I mean, like, listen, I'm not here to defame Giannis Antetokounmpo at all. Right? I think he's spectacular. But again, this is where we struggle with the construct of a team where one's built around one guy. Right. You know, Harden is still putting up numbers, but Harden's numbers were more spectacular when he didn't have Russell Westbrook dominating the basketball, right? My thing is the Lakers have shown an incredible level of consistency, and they become a dynamic defensive team. Things that the Bucks already were.
I was going to say that. Yeah,
again, like this is not that I have to take shots at the Bucks.
Right.
But we would also agree the Western Conference is a far better, far superior conference than the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but we never held that when LeBron was in the East. We didn't hold that against, we didn't hold that against him that he was playing in the East against lesser competition. It sounds like, Doug, you have a narrative.
Huh?
You have a narrative that because it was so bad last year and LeBron was questioned for his commitment, the fact that he's all bought in, which is great. I love the fact that he's respecting the regular season, which some players aren't.
Yes.
But I'm not basing it on a storyline. I'm basing it on who's been the best player in the NBA.
But it's not always about who the best player is, or sometimes.
And he's just as valuable. As much as LeBron is valuable, Giannis is just as valuable. He's not the leader and the charismatic figure that LeBron is. He's not the icon that LeBron is, even to some of his teammates. But in terms of value, where would the Bucks be without Giannis?
I don't think they'd be very good, but again, it's how a team is built, right? So if you put a James Harden on that team, obviously you'd lose a bunch defensively, but the spacing that you'd have, I think there's a lot of guys that would put up numbers. The difference is Giannis,
he's putting them up and winning,
right? And he affects.
Both
like, look, I think Kawhi Leonard is a better player right now than LeBron James, right? I would tell you that I could kind of go through lists. I thought that Kevin Durant, before he got hurt, was a better player. But it's all the things that he does. It's the everyday on the road. It's the biggest show to come to town. It's the fact that they've won and won consistently. He's doing it with a new coach in a new style. All of the lack of, for the most part, the lack of drama. It's not like Kyle Kuzma's had a great year, right? It's interesting that they've played well and Kuzma hasn't been great. Rondo's not good enough, right? They're able to get a magic kind of elixir where they're covering up so many of the flaws for the Lakers.
Who do you think has more talent around them, Giannis or LeBron?
Ooh, well, I mean, Anthony Davis is far superior.
He tips it, yeah.
Right, but in this NBA, the volume of shooting that the Bucks have and the versatility of what they have is better. It's a better roster for 2020. Would you line up like, again, I think Kuzma should be better than everybody outside of Middleton in that roster, but he hasn't played that well, and he's not that good a shooter yet, right? So, like, Avery Bradley hasn't had a good year. Rondo he's
come on lately, which is good for them.
I mean, like,
keep it up.
He's doing with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Right.
Like, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
But the Lakers, I believe, their three-point percentage is slightly better than the Bucks.
Yes.
The Bucks just shoot more.
And that also kind of makes my point, and that was the belief, even Magic Johnson's belief, which is, yes, some of these guys aren't great three-point shooters, but you get a great passer who demands so much attention. And Anthony Davis is also a very good passer, and you're going to shoot a higher percentage. So I believe he's raising up guys that maybe have a better reputation than in terms of how good they actually are.
The challenge with the MVP award is that the NBA doesn't give you any set criteria.
Right.
So everybody has a different view. Some guys, and I've never gone by this, but some guys go by best player on best team. And maybe it looks like I'm doing that with Giannis, but no, he has the numbers. He has the production on both sides of the ball to prove it. But because some people, it's who's most valuable. Some, it's who's the best player in the league on a team that wins 50-some-odd games. So there are a lot of different criteria, but I honestly don't think this is going to be close. I think LeBron will get some votes. Harden's out of it. Luka's out of it. It's a two-man race, but I think Giannis is running away.
The difference between this and when he said value was, remember Steph Curry was unanimous MVP?
Right.
And he said, LeBron was criticized because it depends on how you judge value, because he also gave credit to Steph at the time. The difference was Steph wasn't dynamic defensively.
Right.
And Giannis is dynamic defensively, and that's why he deserves all the respect that he's given.
Seems like it's just
So
how you
Giannis.
define.
No, I'm like,
You're
look,
defining MVP as most valuable player to his team.
Yes.
You're defining MVP as the best player in the league.
Not really.
Well,
no, I'm
he's
defining
saying
it as
more-
I
he's a
think
little bit of
Giannis
both.
is just as valuable. I would even say more. LeBron runs the franchise. I get it.
Well,
He
actually,
is the valuable.
I don't know if he
person in
runs
that-
the franchise.
Well,
He didn't get
it's
the
an
coach that he
overstatement,
wanted.
But
He
you know
hasn't
what
got
I
all the-
mean.
yes.
Like,
look,
he's the
but
figure
I
in that
give him-
franchise. But Giannis is just as valuable.
I give him a
on the
little
court.
credit for this, okay? He's putting out a fire that he partially started, right? I'm giving him a little credit. But like Tim Tebow used to do this at quarterback, right? Where he would be terrible through 3 quarters, and the 4th quarter he'd find a way to win the game. He'd be like, Tebow time, right? That's for LeBron. They
Create
were awful.
drama,
They were
come in,
awful
save
last
the
year.
team, you look even better.
Drama filled. He can only play one way, a little bit of a dinosaur, not moving defensively. You know, there were times in which he was checked out. That was LeBron was responsible in many ways for their collapse. But you also have to give him credit for, like the Phoenix, rising from the
You're
ashes.
grading him on the curve.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.